Did you know Halloween is one of the busiest pizza nights of the entire year? Grubhub says orders spike by about 40% on October 31st, even more than Super Bowl in some places. And this makes sense. Parents are rushing around, kids are getting into costumes, everyone wants something quick before the candy run. But here's the scary part. Pizza, that easy dinner that we tell ourselves is well rounded, is mostly carbs, very low in fiber, and missing a lot of fat and protein that is needed to keep our blood sugar steady, especially before trick-or-treating. So this is just the perfect time of year for me to share this information. Stick with me because we'll uncover what's hiding in that pizza and make our own sauce with zero sugar so your family can enjoy a pizza night without the added sugar crash. A typical slice of pizza has about 35 grams of carbohydrates, only about 2 to 3 grams of fiber, and maybe 12 grams of protein depending on your toppings. That means that roughly 60% of the calories come from refined carbohydrates, and those turn to sugar fast. So while it sounds like a well-rounded meal, it can actually set us up for sugar spikes and crashes. Probably not the best choice before we start trick-or-treating. That sugar crash is actually what has us raiding the candy bag. So how can we fix that? The best way to balance pizza night any time of the year is to control the ingredients ourselves. When I teach cooking classes, I start with the sauce because kids love to make everything themselves. And they're shocked at how simple it is to make pizza sauce. Most jarred sauces and frozen pizzas have added sugar, and the kids actually found we didn't have to add any sugar to our sauce. And if anyone tries to tell you that the tomato sauce counts as a vegetable, that's incorrect because tomatoes are a fruit. But a simple pizza sauce is just crushed tomatoes with some balsamic vinegar, with some onion and oregano. The kids in class have made this multiple times. It's flavorful, fast, and has zero added sugar. I'll show you the exact recipe in just a minute, so stick around. Now let's talk about the crust because most of us just don't understand what has happened to wheat in the United States, which is often sprayed with glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup that is used to dry the crop before harvest. It's efficient for farming, but it leaves residue on our food. Moms across America tested school lunches, and pizza came in at one of the highest glyphosate values at 150 nanograms per gram. And the Environmental Working Group found glyphosate in almost every wheat product it tested: crackers, pasta, bread, and yes, even pizza crust. And that's only half the story because before the wheat hits the oven, it's been stripped of the nutrients. To make refined wheat flour, processors remove the bran, which is the fiber-rich outer layer, and the germ, the part that holds the oils, the vitamins, and the minerals. And what's left is mostly starch, a fast-digesting carbohydrate that spikes blood sugar like candy. And when that refined flour is conventionally grown, it's often from genetically uniform wheat sprayed with synthetic fertilizers and weed killers and then bleached or brominated for texture. So what's left? A product that's soft and shelf stable but nearly empty nutritionally. I'm sorry to say that. If you're feeding your family pizza made from that kind of flour, you're essentially serving them starch topped with processed cheese and whatever toppings you choose. And yes, that crust has another secret: potassium bromate, which is a dough strengthener banned in Europe and labeled as a possible carcinogen, and ADA, a dough conditioner that's also banned overseas, is used here in the US. And that's our cost for convenience. And you know, at Freedom Kitchen, I say we need to choose creativity over convenience. So here's my Freedom Kitchen fix. Buy your flour directly from a farmer that you trust. I use Guardian Grains. They grow glyphosate-free wheat. It's traceable, stone milled, and still contains the bran and the germ. That means more flavor, more fiber, more nutrients, less sugar crash. You can literally taste the difference, and your body feels it too. I'll drop a link in the show notes if you would like to support farmers who are doing the right thing and choose the healthiest version of wheat for your family. There's another trick hiding in your Halloween pizza, and that's the cheese. Most pre-shredded cheese has anti-caking agents like cellulose and mold inhibitors like natamycin. Buy a block and shred it yourself. It melts better, it tastes richer, and it skips those additives. And pepperoni can be full of tricks too, like sodium nitrite, BHA, BHT, TBHQ, and lots of other preservatives. Some lower cost brands, I've even seen MSG and Red 40. So if you're going to have pepperoni, choose a clean version without all of those preservatives. Double the veggies on your pizza and you'll stabilize your sugar while keeping the flavor. The Environmental Working Group found frozen pizzas, frozen snack rolls have titanium dioxide, TBHQ, potassium bromate, and all these chemicals are linked to DNA damage and immune issues. Convenient? Yes. Nourishing? No. If you're feeding kids before candy, make it count. Let's put this all together. We've got a no sugar sauce, a crust from clean wheat, cheese that you grate yourself, and we're going to choose clean toppings, especially if we're choosing pepperoni. We want to look for one without a lot of additives and preservatives. To be honest, I teach kids every single year how to make soup just before Halloween, so they know that they have an easy option to make at home. This year, we made taco soup, and the kids saw how easy it was to prepare this pot of soup full of fat, fiber, and protein, which is a much better choice before eating a bunch of candy. That's what I want for your family on Halloween night. Real food that fuels the fun without the crash. And for those nights that you want pizza, I encourage you to start a new tradition of making it yourself at home. If this opened your eyes, watch my video on how cheese is actually addicting. And I'll do more videos on flour. I know it's a confusing topic, but I would like for your family to avoid all chemicals. Watch for my soup series called Super Suppers so your family can start making a pot of healthy soup together every single week. If you learned anything in this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.